Thanks for tuning in to the KRVN Sports Podcast page, your home for all of the local broadcasts produced by KRVN Sports. This page and the playback is brought to you by Hoegemeyer Hybrids, raising the bar on yield performance. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen. Gothenburg is hosting an open pole vault competition on Saturday. First street vault event has been organized by Gothenburg businessman Jessie Ambler, who's a vault coach for the Swedes high school team. Now, the competition will take place on a raised runway that was donated to the school by the Air Force Academy. Ambler says he received a tip that the Air Force was looking to get rid of this equipment, and he decided to follow up, and eventually the high-priced runway ended up in Gothenburg.
And I call their coach, and he goes, yeah, we are getting rid of it, but I don't know where it is. Talked to their athletic director then. It ended up they gave that runway, since they're a military institution, they had to turn it back to the Department of Defense. The same place that you would, they would put like an Army truck or tents, body bags, that kind of stuff. That's who I had to acquire it from. And our state department actually had to acquire it from Colorado's State Department. So after 3 months and 3 days from when I first called them, I finally got to go to the Air Force Academy and pick it up out of a storage place there. Yeah, but they donated it to us. So it was I got the paperwork from the Air Force from when they bought it. It cost the Air Force $122,000 to build. It's probably one of the nicest raised runways in the United States, to be honest. And we got it for free, basically.
So it ends up in Gothenburg for your street vault event.
I put it in my seed building in Gothenburg here. I sell seed corn, and I put it in my seed building all winter. And I had a bunch of of course, my kids came down 3 times a week, and then like Boston Irish from Cozad works with us. And so they would come down Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays, and then a lot of area kids that were doing winter sports would come on Sundays. I'd have open vaults on Sundays, and I figured since I have this runway, I might as well just move it downtown and have a street vault. And I thought I should pair it with something else, and I'm like, well, it makes sense. It's right after track season. Let's do it with the Fireman's Ball.
What's the response been like?
It's weird. A lot of kids just say, heck yeah, I'm coming. I put out a thing for people to register, and I've had about 5 people register. And I expect probably 30 to 50 kids actually vault in it. It's all just going to be walk-in traffic that comes in vaults. Do
you think you'll have many old-timers show up?
How old? Me, I hope I'm 34, and I hope I'm the oldest one there.
Okay, I was gonna ask are you vaulting?
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it, what I do anymore. But yeah, my kids will. I told my kids a long time ago I was going to do, or my vaulters, that I was going to do it a long time ago, and they'd be disappointed if I didn't actually try. So it's a little difficult. But I have some of my alumni kids vaulting, and they might actually do really well. So I hope everybody can. The bar should be getting high about the time that barbecue starts for our Fireman's Ball. So everybody can come down and grab something to eat, and they can watch some kids try to make some big bars. And usually when kids are trying to make big bars, sometimes some big crashes come with it. And so it should be entertaining to watch.
Today we're talking with Gothenburg pole vault coach Jessie Ambler. He is the organizer of the first ever street vault event that will take place in Gothenburg as part of the Fireman's Ball. Jessie, where do you hope to be set up for the big event on Saturday?
So it depends on which way the wind blows. I won't know until probably the night before which direction I'm going to go. It keeps changing whether it's from the south or the north. Where you enter the Fireman's Ball on the west side of the fire hall, the pit will end up in that intersection one way or another. Okay. Depends on just what direction we come from, but whether it's the north, south, or the west.
Now, if somebody's hearing this and they're all gung-ho, how do they just got to show up on time on Saturday?
The runway will open at 12:30 for anybody that wants to get there early and get a little bit of rust shaken off if they didn't compete at the state track meet and they haven't vaulted for a couple weeks, or they can if they're not going to come in till 14 foot, they could show up at 4:30 and get warmed up and take some run-throughs and get going.
Getting back to acquiring the thing, did you ever have any idea that that would end up being such an ordeal to end up with something being donated to you?
I didn't know what to expect. I just kept trying to get it done, hoping that we could get a free raised runway. I mean, one built out of wood, to get one built costs $7,500. And then once I saw that it was all built out of aluminum and had real tartan track surface on the top of it, I was like, God, we have to figure out how to get this thing. So I didn't really care how long it took or what it took. I was going to keep trying to get that thing. So to get it donated to us, I had to set up an account through the Department of Defense through our school. And so I basically just had to have our athletic director and our superintendent sign a piece of paper and email it back to him. But other than that, I kind of just worked with, I don't know, my email thread chain was 143 emails. So
you got a first-class lesson in government bureaucracy.
It's crazy. They had two other runways. They had a long jump and a triple jump runway too, and they thought I was taking all of it. The people that were storing it didn't really know what they had. I didn't really know what they had. There's a bunch of confusion the whole time of what was actually there. I ended up just getting a hold of one of the guys that worked in the storage place there at the Air Force Academy, and he FaceTimed and walked me through what they had, and that's kind of when I was like, oh my gosh, this is a whole ordeal here.
So Air Force's loss is Gothenburg's gain.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, they redid their indoor facility somehow, and they got rid of it, or were looking to get rid of it.
It just sounds like it was a lot of work, but it's coming together for you, and you should be set up to have a fun time.
Yeah, I hope the kids have fun. That's what it's about. And like I said, we got lucky getting this, so we might as well share it with everybody. And I hope everybody stays safe. That's my main concern at it. So.
And that was Jessie Ambler of Gothenburg, who has organized the first annual Street Vault event that will take place in conjunction at downtown Gothenburg tomorrow. Part of the Gothenburg Fireman's Ball. Already some big names scheduled to compete in this. Cozad's Boston Irish is coming off back-to-back Class B state titles, and former Gothenburg star Ty Haruza, state record holder, also is planning on vaulting. And once again, they'll open up that raised runway at 12:30 and vault throughout the afternoon. For KRVN Sports, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.